Looks like we're streaming and chat's going. I see you streaming on your channel. Let's fucking go, bro. You're almost at 10K subs. You're literally like on the finish line. You're like in the last quarter mile sprint.
You know, there's no
finish sprinting, bro. Instead of sprinting, you decided to turn around and walk. Where's all the daily uploads, bro? You're almost at 10K.
Walking backwards. I've been putting my absolute arse into. I've been doing 18-hour days trying to build, so that I can secure my future.
Facts. What kind of stuff are you working on right now?
I spent the last week like building a website, building a pitch deck, and all that shit. Takes time. It's like you can't like you know. This is when you got only so many hours in the day. It's like, well, what's going to jump me closer to A, getting paid, because ultimately I need to pay rent, and B, like actually get the ball rolling. And I think like it's very easy to just content is the easy option for me to just like go, okay, I'm just going to make a video today. That's easy. It's just taking a step back and be like, okay, well, let's look at the bigger picture. And it's like, well, I've made the mistake of not moving fast enough. And for me, content's the long game. But yeah, I've enjoyed making higher quality stuff. I've got more satisfaction in dropping fewer videos, but higher quality videos.
Wow. Hold on.
You're there. You keep going in and out, but you're there.
No idea what's going on.
It is fucking so hot in my house today.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's so hot. Like, we do not have air conditioning in this country.
What's happening right now? Why does this thing keep disconnecting and reconnecting? Hold on, let me swap my camera to the other one so it stops doing this. I'm gonna change the batteries or something. Hold on. That's super weird, guys. For people who don't, but also I've had the most ridiculous fucking technical I've logged into my restream for streaming. It like logs me out, like changes all my fucking settings. Says I'm not have all these things that aren't true on my YouTube. And finally I get to work, and then the camera doesn't work, and it's like falling out of the. I don't know what's going on anymore. The market's failing, and all my technology is failing as well. Everybody is rugging us right now.
Everything is rugging.
Everybody's rugging. We got a lot of rugging stories. I mean, I covered a lot of it on my live stream yesterday, but hold on. Here we go. Boom. Okay, I think I'm back.
You are sounding so good right now.
Oh, let's go. The summit is infinite right now. Absolutely, Bryce. I think so. So you're headed into more of a business style, and then content is the long form for like how to build the IP. Is that what I'm hearing? Yeah. So like,
for me, the core of my personal brand is always going to be content, because it's the most valuable, most valuable resource that I have. I think moving towards doing more content that is a bit more evergreen is always always a good play. And challenging myself to think about what that is, like what wider audiences are going to be looking for, especially when it comes into getting into Web3. So I think this is a perfect opportunity just to like take a step back and be like, okay, well, a bunch of people have left the market. They're not looking like what the next hot project is. So let's think about let's just take a step back and reevaluate and kind of shoot from there. And I'm kind of just working. I've made the website, made the pitch deck, which I think a few people have seen, but I need to just challenges around actually, you have to consider these things as a startup, and what's the best way to launch a startup, and typically it always comes down to like how much funding do you need, like what is the funding you need to get going. And at the moment, one of the biggest challenges that I'm facing is that ETH is at a fraction of what it was. It's at a third of what people have been conditioned to believing ETH is at. So in your head, you're like, ETH is 3K. So if I'm being asked for like a mint that's an ETH, that's a lot of money, when in fact it's the equivalent of asking for 0.3 3 months ago. So there's a couple of
that too, I think.
it's everyone does. We all do. We all. So there's.
Well, I have a solution. I'll tell you after you finish.
No, tell me that. Hit me with the solution now.
All right. The solution is, this is something that I never really considered until about 2 weeks ago when I really started to dive into business. I think all the YouTubers are starting. Well, not as much me because I've never really made the top 5 projects that often. But a lot of the other YouTubers I think are like, shit. Like we need to change something. Where if we go to a bear market, I got to change the content somehow. For me, it's pretty much going to stay the same. But I watched this video from my friend Nina, and I'm actually doing a podcast with her tomorrow on my main channel because I want to shift this channel into a lot more business focused content as well. Because I'm just putting out so many videos. I don't want to just make NFT content. There's no reason to box myself into that, especially into a recession. So I figured, you know what? I'm doing a lot of business stuff. Let's bring on some of my business friends who are fucking crushing it. She's like a 6 or 7 figure person my age, just crushing it online with the online business industry. And she made this TikTok and said, the reason you're not getting clients, the reason you're getting people messaging you, but then you never actually land them, is because you're not bringing them on calls. I don't know how much you get people on calls, but I wasn't getting people on calls as much as I probably should have been. And I was probably leaving a lot of money on the board because we send them the rates, we, text over like DM or whatever. And then like 9 times out of 10, they just fucking never respond, or they forget or something. And then I forget. But I found it's like on a call, you can actually talk to them for a few minutes and vibe. And that's all you have to worry about. It's just like a podcast. Like as long as you can establish like a decent vibe, it's chill. They know what they're getting out of it. You know what they're getting if they like you. And then they feel a lot more secure in that. They're like, okay, this is a real human being. I feel a little bit more secure. This is a real human being. And then we can kind of move forward from there. And I've had a lot higher, even if it's not a conversion rate, at least like it opens up a relationship where they're like, if they forget about it a few weeks later and they change their mind, they're like, okay, well, I remember that conversation. I felt good in that conversation. Let's move forward with this. And I've actually seen a lot of success with that. So I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are, and if you already probably were doing that. But
well, I was when I was doing more like commission style videos, and I was but to be completely honest, I like. Yeah, it's tough. Like because we're in a market that's super volatile, I think people are really challenged to committing. And sadly, what we do get is we get a lot of people messaging us, and that they're speculative, looking for a price kind of a price check, like a sense check of where people's pricing is, which I would never respond to. But for you, I think it's but I think you've already come up with a solution, and your solution is that you're now moving towards productizing it and actually running it like a business, right? You're going to be creating a product that people can buy. You'll have tiers, which is super. That's the next kind of next natural evolution of what you want to do is turning it into an actual process. And the process of business always starts with sales. This is a great opportunity for you, Bryce, and whoever else is going to be doing stuff to like practice the highest value skill on earth, which is closing a deal.
Yeah. Plus, dude, when the market comes back at some point, and probably if it comes back, say we go into the worst thing ever and we go into a 2 to 3 year depression, basically, bro, when that market comes back and everyone's still been working and all these metaverse companies have still been working, and then the NFT market comes back and then the metaverse meta becomes it, my fucking God, there's going to be so much money. It's going to be disgusting, thrown right back into the market. There's going to be so many projects again. And by that time, I need to have all of my shit automated, ready to go, so I can just capitalize on everything. And we are going to be in fucking dubs when that market comes back. So this is literally building season, baby.
It really is. But that's why you asked. Yeah, exactly. You asked like, that's been the reason why I've taken the foot off the gas, like on videos. Like there's just a reality to, especially when it comes to like creating something and getting something moving forward. I'm spending all day doing stuff and on calls with people. There's just the reality of it, and it's like, but like at the same time, I'm enjoying doing I'm enjoying creating, but I'm enjoying creating like at the kind of cadence that I feel like is kind of like is right for now. But the ultimate is getting myself into a position where, like we've spoken about before, which is like having someone that can help with editing, having someone that can help with content ideation. I know that. So spoiler alert, he's not here to defend himself, but I know like this is something that Liam NFT Zerk is who's going to be with us in New York next week. He's really focusing on that at the moment, like the optimization for YouTube content strategy more than anything, which is what you spoke about, like how valuable that is. Because when you have when you have a plan in place, it makes it so much easier to go and just create based around that. So much easier. I think you're really good at this. You're really good at having like a vision on like all of the options that you can go after, and you just fucking get it done. And it's taking it to the next level to be like, okay, well, you've got a certain amount of time to create stuff. What's going to be the best use of your time to create stuff on all the different channels? Like, how do we optimize? How do we optimize for TikTok? Which is what the whole Moses bang on about. Like optimizing for each channel, like going, what's good on LinkedIn, this type of content, what's good on TikTok, this type of content, what's good on Twitter.
The best thing is too is like the long form podcast that you can do. What I've thought about doing is, because the podcasts are tough because I'm not thinking in short form. I'm not really thinking about anything. I'm just talking. So it's hard for me to clip podcasts because I don't think in sound bites, which is tough for me. I wish I could think better in sound bites and be able to articulate a idea in a 15-second clip. It's hard for me to do that on the spot in a real podcast. It's way harder than people think to just come up with a sound bite, because a lot of people you'll see them about to form a sentence, and then as soon as they say like one word, I'm like, oh yeah, that's gonna be clips. Like I know it's gonna be a good 15-second sentence right here, and I'm not good at that yet. It's gonna be something I work on. But what I thought about doing is setting up the camera for about an hour, having about 25 different topics, and just going, and just with the idea to get a bunch of TikToks and then clipping them together. What I found is a lot of my TikToks do well if I have a clip of me talking, and then I spend the extra 2 hours editing all of them and adding in little JPEG photos every time there's a new subject. And like those do kill. The problem is they're really annoying to edit and they take fucking forever. But I think that's the best way to do it, because Alex Hormozi is taking over YouTube and Instagram right now by doing that. He goes on shows and he just hires some fucking kid probably to just throw pictures on and just like put captions there, and they're crushing it, dude. They're crushing. I think that's the way to do it. Me and Andres were brainstorming. Me and him have been hopping on calls like every week, actually. He called me a couple of times and he was like, yo, I just want to like talk. And after he did that a couple of times, I was like, oh, that's actually fucking awesome. Like people don't do that just in general. And so we were kind of talking, and so that was kind of good. And so I was like, oh, you know what? Like we should do this more often, actually, like this. And so we kind of were talking. Obviously, we talk about random stuff. And we started talking about video ideas, and he gave me a really good idea for TikTok. He was like, yeah, you should go in and like, what was it? He said like it was either review your comments or review something on your channel for TikTok. And I thought about it because I had a meeting with this game developer, and I told him the same thing. I was like, you should go in and analyze games that you see as a game developer and give your perspective, like a commentary style. And he said you should go on your Twitter, analyze your last 10 tweets, talk about why they did well, why they didn't do well, what kind of tweet you're going for, what you meant here. Same thing on LinkedIn. Go to old YouTube videos, and offer your perspective as a YouTuber. And I was like, that's a fucking great idea right there.
That is an awesome idea.
Yeah, Andres he's the GOAT.
Yeah, he is. Like he understands the social media game, and like he's always thinking about that kind of stuff. And I think it's like the toughest thing is just like knowing that there are all these things to do, and it's like it's just a case of like, how do you prioritize your time when you have so many ideas, so many options? And sometimes it can be like like, at least I get the analysis paralysis, which I'm thinking about it too much, and it just stops me from doing stuff. But
that's why I don't do the Zerk thing, dude. I just can't strategize like that. For me, it doesn't work. I'm sure for some people it will. For me, dude, I just post literally everything. I don't care what it is. I post it. I've got 40 drafts right now in my phone. I made a tweet about this. I film everything. If I find a sound, I roll with it. Look at this shit. I'll just so you guys know, I don't lie. When I said I make 10 versions of the same video, same exact video with a small different variation, same fucking sound. Actually, no, these are all different sounds. I found all 10 different sounds, and I put the same video up, different caption on each one. I'm using all of them. Every single one right now is getting a 3x on views because of the sound. And I do the same shit for everything, dude. Like, the bottom, like literally the exact same video, just over and over and over and over again. That way I can upload every single hour, dude. It's terrible, but I upload every single hour on TikTok. I have a video pop up.
Do you schedule them, or do you like go in and just like manually
upload?
It's
so fucking lame, dude. TikTok has a way to automate posts, but not if they're in your drafts. which is so inconvenient. I'm like, all the videos I post are in my drafts. I don't record them.
Hang on. How does that make sense? How can you, if they're not in a draft?
It's a third-party app, so you have to like schedule them like that, but you have to upload the video into the draft, and it'll upload it for you. You just like you basically treat it as if that's your drafts folder. That's just not how I operate because I can't store them the same way I do on TikTok. I can upload it straight from the sound and then save it as a draft, and so I can't do that on the other third-party app. And I was like, well, fuck.
Yeah, I'm with you. I've had that issue with Instagram scheduling before. It's like, they're not. Yeah, it's frustrating how they just don't have that inbuilt, right? Like you think it would be. I mean, obviously it would kill third-party apps like that, but like at the same time, it's like, you know, if they're thinking about it from what can we do to optimize the amount of like volume of content that gets created, it's like that is one of the biggest things that they could do.
Yeah, 100%, dude, 100%. And with TikTok, dude, like I made I keep putting. I've been super active on Twitter, but you don't need virality, especially if you're trying to. Well, in general, you don't need virality. You just don't need it. It doesn't help you as much as people think. Like even if you have, it can help you with certain brand deals. Maybe people will take you a little bit more seriously, but that's not the reality for 99.999% of creators. They're not getting brand deals. I don't even get brand deals, right? And well, I don't have a lot of followers. That's probably why. But like you don't get brand deals unless you're getting a ton of followers and a ton of engagement on every single post. That's the only way you're going to get it. But you don't need that to be hired by people. You don't need to be taken seriously. Like me and Tom have both had some sick ass podcast guests and stuff like that, and we both have under 10K subs still, and like that's usually not a thing. You know, like usually you need 100,000 followers to even think about making money or think about being successful on the app. Like people for years have been saying you need like 100K on YouTube to see anything, any rewards back. I'm like, bro, we got less than 10K. We are crushing. Why? All right.
Hey, look, at least it looks. Hey, you can now clip this into a TikTok video, so that's sick. Like, just that you've got to look at the positives.
Oh god,
the perfect timing. Right, if you are here and you have not hit the like button for Cade's absolute turbo live fail, fucking what are you playing at? Smash that like button. Help your boys out. Let us get to 1 million followers in the next 3 months.
If we can get to 1 million, I can fucking buy a new camera and a new setup, and I can. You're all high schooler kid to make sure this doesn't happen on stream. That would be dope, dude. To have someone on set with you every time you're recording, just to make sure nothing's going wrong and to take care of your shit. I bet that would just free up so much mental space for you. You could just show up, say, okay, go.
Dude, of course it does. That's why Gary Vee is just so prolific. Like all he has to do is just talk. He's just there.
He's literally like, yeah, bring me now. Go, coffee.
Yeah, that's the way. You have to like, you know, for you that is the evolution, right? It's the evolution is where you have a full-time videographer who's following you around, fucking living in your room with you, fucking you'll be sleeping next to each other. You'll be giving you the massages.
Oh yeah.
And
100%, dude. 100%. Okay. Let's figure this out. So thanks for that. Yeah, thank you everyone for being here. We got 18 minutes and we haven't done anything related to the market, but it's all right. Here's the markets. I went over this yesterday. So people who don't know, it's not a new show, but I'm going to start doing some crypto videos. I'm not a crypto expert, but I think it's important to keep people up to date on what's going on, at least so people are aware. So some of the news articles and the different things I find. But right now, numbers, I'm pretty sure Bitcoin dominance is going up. For people who don't know, that means altcoins are bleeding against Bitcoin, meaning not altcoin season, meaning that's not usually a good thing because most people aren't just buying Bitcoin. They're trying to flip the altcoins. It is not the time to be gambling. And I made this video based on the one that Alex Becker made because he said a bunch of shit in that 25-minute video. Not bad shit. He just said a bunch of stuff. And there was one lesson in there that was important that people took, and it was basically you have to shift your mindset out of the bull market gambling into a bear market, like sit down and invest and wait. And he was basically like, if you invest and you put any money into the market in a market that looks like this, you cannot invest and say, oh, I'm going to invest $3,000 right now because it'll be up in a few months. He's like, you can't think like that in a bear market. You will get fucked. You can do that in a bull market because chances are eventually it will go up. Maybe it'll go down a little bit. But in a bear market, it's not going up anytime soon, more than likely. And if we head into a recession and it looks a lot like this for a long time kind of thing, you're not getting your money out. So there's no point in putting a bunch of money in. That's one of those things where you dollar cost away with a little bit of money. So I said in the video, if you're pulling in $2,000 a month, for example, I'm talking about putting in $100 a month kind of thing. Because we have, realistically, if we go into a 2-3 year bear market, you got 2-3 years of time to throw money into the market. There's no reason to throw in 30 to 50% of your paycheck if you can't handle that type of like liquidation of your money and your cash on the side. I don't think it's a good idea. So for me, I'm just going to be pulling out X amount of money per month that I make. It's going to be less than people probably think, and just slowly, like very, very, very slowly putting some money into the market because I want to capitalize. But at the same time, I would rather capitalize myself. That's what the majority of my investing is going to go into. But I'm not going to sleep on it. Like we're literally, look at this shit, dude. If you're sleeping on crypto right now, it's okay because you have time. But the fact that people are buying Solana at $30, these are disgustingly low prices. Polkadot had a high $50 at one point, I think it was, and it's sitting under $10. Like these are crazy, crazy low prices. And to not slowly start to dollar cost your way, and even $10 at a time, dude, you're literally just like, you're just missing out. You know what I mean? I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay.
I watched the Becca video earlier today, and it's funny because I was looking at the Bitcoin chart, and I was just thinking to myself how fucking insane it is. Like how insane the Bitcoin, like the all-time Bitcoin chart looks. Like it's insane.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You look at that chart, and there's absolutely no logic or reasoning. Like look at that. What do you honestly, if you had to put your life on what's going to happen next, you fucking couldn't. You couldn't even get close to guessing what's going to happen next. It makes no sense. That chart makes absolutely no sense.
None at all.
None at all. You can't even. This is the thing. Is like Becca's made the last 12 months. He's made his name on calling cycles. That's what if you know he's like bull run, like take profit, bull run, take profit. It's like it's cyclical. But I don't think everyone 6 months ago at the beginning of the year we were all predicting Bitcoin to be at 100K by the end of the year, and ETH to be at 10.
And everyone now on Twitter, I'm not going to name any names, Dante. He made that tweet and then I just remember Zerk when he was like, everyone out here saying that everybody was over leveraged, should have taken profits, like eat my ass type of tweet. And then Dante the next day made a post. He's like, we were obviously oversold, we were overbought, and take profits. And I was just like, yeah, that really is a standard tweet from us influencer people in this space. The overbought, we were clearly overbought. It was time for it, but it was like one of those things you would never say that until we started crashing, and then it's like, oh, of course we were overbought. Of course we were overbought here. But if we had kept going, no one would have fucking said that. We've been it would have been 150K before anyone said it, kind of thing. And it's just kind of funny. It's no hate to anybody. It's funny as fuck because I've made that tweet too. Where take profits, and it's true. You do need to take profits. For me, I've sold off some assets that I don't believe would survive a bear market, even though it's tough. I was still in profits from most of them, but it was tough to sell them because I was just it's such a bad. It's the worst time to sell, obviously. But I want people to know. I put this in my Discord that don't be ashamed to sell if you don't think this is good. If we go into a bear market, your kind of good asset, it will not survive. So would you rather take this guaranteed money right now, or consider it could go to zero, literally? If it's not a blue chip NFT and you don't love that shit, there's a chance that that NFT will go straight to completely zero. And that's kind of where my head was at. There's projects I didn't really care to hold that much, didn't have that much belief in them anymore. And I was like, I literally would rather have the $120 to $1,000, whatever it is, than sit here with this photo in my OpenSea account. And it's just a different mentality. You've got to think in terms of months and years now, if this is where we're going. And that's kind of where my mindset shifted into the months and years category, not as much in the days to weeks category. And that's we could go back, we could go into a normal market. There's nothing to say that we couldn't go straight up again. It could literally be this, and now we start to go up. But if not, I'm not taking that chance right now. There's just not enough in the market for me to take that chance.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
What have you? So, because I feel like the last couple of days I've been really thinking a lot about what learnings I've had from for over the last like 6 months, and I feel like I've learned a lot. Like
Yeah.
I feel I feel like I haven't I probably haven't, when it comes to like where I am overall, kind of I've managed to leverage my my kind of network to make sure I've made some gains. So I'm definitely like up, but I'm not like,
brother, you've got a 10 ETH NFT in your fucking wallet right now.
Yeah, but then like it's I also have like zero, well, not zero ETH, but I have a lot less than that in my actual fucking bank account wallet, which I need to pay rent with.
That's what I'm saying. You have a 10 ETH NFT in your wallet, and that will 100% go down in a bear market. It'll drop to 2 or 3.
Hey, look, I mean, yeah, well, we shall see. We shall see. I'm not going to comment on that because it's a big.
I'm just telling you, there's no NFT that will survive a bear market. None, dude. Like Bored Ape Yacht Club is at like 70 or 80 ETH right now. Even the top project in the whole space will lose 50 to 60 to 70 to 90% of their profits. I mean, Amon's definitely could be an outlier because he's going to be offering stuff outside of the market regardless. He doesn't. I mean, it doesn't particularly matter for him. He's going to be invested in other areas. He's got connections that'll leverage himself and get you guys returns in whatever way he can find. I'm sure he will do that. I don't think it'll hold a 10 ETH floor though. I just don't think it would be enough value. He could, absolutely. I don't fucking know. If I was in the project, I probably would have been in Nate's boat. I probably would have sold with Nate in the 7 to 8 category, just because I know I could buy back in later. But that would be my mindset there. And I for me, I just know that, like, I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, I know the connections would be good there, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I think I could do more with the money out of that and to buy back in later. But who fucking knows, dude?
I'm with you. Well, yeah, we'll speak about we'll after the call, because I feel like it's one of those things that, especially when it comes to like bag pumping, you have to be a bit careful. So I'll tell you like my thesis on it, and we can talk about after the call.
Well, you know the Dark Knight analogy is that same thing with I was bringing up the commissioner, how he was like with Harvey Dent, and he said, what could you do with 6 months of clean streets? That's my mentality with 10 ETH. Like, what could you do? That's almost, how much is that? Okay, well, it used to be that would have been a fucking way more, but it, like, say ETH, we'll say an average ETH of $1,500 times 10, dude. That's like 6 months to a year of like most of your money paid for right there.
Yeah, that's a lot of time. It is, and so yeah, well, but like it is difficult because like we're in a situation where at the moment it depends on your situation. It really does depend on the situation. 100%. The majority of people in that group are people who have they have bought in because they have they're not worried about capital. Like that was one of the things that was one of the kind of like things that one of the hurdles that you had to get past was that you had to have at least to have enough to like pay for it.
Right.
So yeah, I feel like it's we'll speak about it after the call. I can explain to you what's happening, but it's I'm with you. I'm the same. I'm like, at the moment I'm in the building phase. I'm like, well, to build you need money, and it's a kind of, it is tough because you're like, there's one of the biggest challenges at the moment is that when you only have so much time in the day and you are trying to look after your own community and also be kind of within maybe a couple of others, I definitely, that's one of the biggest challenges that I find, like, is being contributing to multiple communities, even just my own. I was like trying to make sure that I'm contributing as much as possible is tough when you're like creating and trying to like build at the same time. There's just the reality. I've been on calls all day. I've been on calls all day today to fucking incredible people. Like I've been. I've had an awesome day, of awesome like few days of like really high quality work where I've put in the hours. I've whilst people have been out on the streets fucking boozing, I've been at home behind my laptop, fucking creating, putting in the hours, and then being on calls with the right people, and like it's lining up, lining up stuff that won't pay off immediately, but these are like long-term plays, like fucking long-term 100%. Commitments and relationships. And it's tough because it just has to come back to that patience thing, and it is really like really difficult.
100%, dude. 100%. The
But yeah,
connections are great, and plus you don't even need to, not to keep bringing back to Iman's thing, but like, it's not like I've had even my friends sell my NFTs, right? Like I've had people who had my NFTs and sold them, and like it doesn't hurt that bad. It's more of like damn, but it doesn't matter. Like at least I'm like Easton made $1,200 on my NFT. He flipped it. He got it for free in a giveaway. It was like way back in the summer. I gave it to him. Literally wasn't worth anything at that point. So it was like whatever. He held it, forgot about it probably. And then when I started to pick up, he was like, "Oh shit, I could use this money right now." And he's not in the NFT flipping world. He's doing his own thing. He's got his own brand. I'm sure he's used that money to build his own stuff. Sold it, made $1,200. I'm like, dude, fuck yeah. I mean, it sucks, but like, I don't care. And so I think even if you sold,
how much? I assume you got royalties from that.
Yeah, I got royalties. That's the thing. Like, it still helps me. So it's like in
Exactly.
my case, I'm like, whatever. So it doesn't make a difference. So he's not gonna like judge you for like selling it. Is what I'm saying. He's not gonna. I mean, yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing. Like, it's at the end of the day, it's like everyone has their own circumstance, and it's like how you have to make the plays based on what you think is the best. It's like a chessboard. You have to make plays based on what you think is going to be the best for you. And the next few months, like with things going into recession, with inflation being really high, cash is king right now.
That's how I'm thinking a little bit.
Yeah,
or at least you have to take it more seriously. You have to at least have the cash there in case we go into a recession. You don't want to be holding risky assets. Like,
yeah,
you don't be investing in crypto and NFTs nearly as much as I did. I'm glad I did for the time I did, because now I know it's good. And I know that fast money ain't a thing for 99% of people. You make 2 ETH over here, but you lost 2 ETH over there. So you broke even. And then you forgot about the other 12 NFTs that you bought that didn't go anywhere. So you're actually down on your investment. And that's when I realized, I was like, oh, wait, even though I've made good money, I've actually lost a lot of money, and I'm probably like fucking broken even. And I would say that's probably the majority of most people. And the other majority probably lost more money than made. But it's just those little hits of when you do hit the lottery and you're like, fuck yeah. You know, like I sold 3 NFTs for Evaverse. I flipped one for like a 0.3 profit right when they pumped. I made one for a 2 ETH profit, and then I sold one and lost 0.05. And it's like I had 2 dubs and a loss. Like overall, I was up. There's other NFTs I took a huge L on. And so it's one of those things that, like, if you're trying to make money and stack cash over time, it literally is just boring, as Graham Stephan says, just fucking buying boring shit and letting it sit. Like that's literally the answer, and stacking that, and it's sad, but that's the reality for most people, I think.
Let's make some sound bites, so we can actually make this valuable for you on different channels. First thing I want to talk about is I'm going to get into the question's going to be what are the 3 things that you've learned over the past 6 months based on everything that's happened. And but I'm going to start with I'll start with one, because I'm going to fucking forget if I don't talk about it. And it's a topical conversation that was being had today on the Twitter Spaces about how there was a lot of projects, and I was speaking to Nate this morning about this because we were talking about tax and just how to structure stuff, and something that I'm sure you'll consider it of as well. But so back in the past 6 months, when it was the bull run 6 months ago, 7 months ago, and commonly NFT projects were pulling in maybe 100 plus ETH, 200 ETH, 300 ETH, however many ETH. And what they should have been doing was, at the moment that they received the ETH, they should have been completely swapping it for USDC, turning it into fiat. And because the moment you receive the ETH that is the taxable event. So if you receive 100 ETH from a mint, from a project mint, you're going to get taxed, let's say 20% corporate tax rate. So you're going to be liable for 25 ETH to pay. The equivalent of what USD was to ETH at the time. So that's the important thing. So say if ETH was ETH was $3,000 back then you'd have to change it. It would have to be $300,000, and you would have to take the taxable amount of $300,000, and you would just have to save that. Now the problem was, back 6 months ago, the fucking narrative was ETH is going to 10K. So people were like, instead of changing their ETH to USDC, which they should have done, because that's the least risky thing, what they did was most people held it because a couple of reasons. There was also a sentiment that if you needed to stack ETH, and then if you didn't stack ETH, you weren't considered Web3. You weren't fully Web3. And it's this kind of like fucking twisted kind of like narrative about that. So what happened was in the last 6 months, a load of projects say they got 300 ETH. What happened is over the last 6 months, ETH has now dropped to a third of its price back then. Now they are liable for a tax bill which is essentially 3 times bigger than what they should have been liable for if they had moved their ETH into USDC at the time.
Yeah.
So what that means is, there's an interesting example here. So Nouns, so Nouns, who apparently I heard today that they have something like 2,100 ETH in like 2,100 ETH or something in there.
Because they make a new NFT like every day or something, right?
Every day they drop a 100 ETH NFT.
Who the fuck is buying this, bro? Who the fuck are buying it?
I don't fucking know. I don't know.
It's not crypto. I just don't get it. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, well, I don't actually. It's something I wanted to look into, but apparently the value of their treasury right now is $30 million. But because they've only ever kept ETH, their tax bill is essentially going to be like $20 million because of the way ETH has dropped like over the course of their life. So they're
hold on, but that's only if they liquidate that money though. That they
because they still have to that receiving that ETH was a taxable event. No matter if they're all they're going to look is that the time, and if they have never transferred it in, like basically they're holding an ETH bag right now, but that ETH bag is worth a third of what it was back when they initially had it. So, but they're going to get taxed on what it used to be, which is a fucking load more than what it is now. So
is that how are you taxed when you get transferred the money?
Yes. Yeah. Sure. When you receive the money, your taxable event is when you receive money. Are
you but hold on, are you not taxed again on when you actually swap that out for USD or something like that?
No, because that's not a capital gain. So the capital gain would happen if that was like you were holding that as an asset. This is like a business receiving income, right? So it's like this is your income. You get taxed on that income as it was at the time, and it's fiat currency at the time. So this is something to be aware of, and this has happened to a lot of projects. A lot of projects are now going to have fat tax bills, which is going to the knock-on effect of this, which is why I'm talking about this, is because this is going to kill a lot of their treasury, like a lot of their funds. All of their funds that they'll need to keep on delivering on the roadmap, which even more makes it likely that they're going to go to zero, which you talked about a few minutes ago.
Dude, any project that's not even considered potentially a mid-tier blue chip, they're either so dead that it's not even worth like trying to sell it because it's going to be $20, or I just got rid of it because I was like, those projects won't survive. The ones that aren't known, like I'm still considering. I have 2 Coolman universes, and I like Coolman Universe a lot. And I have both of their little mystery box airdrop shit, whatever they gave me. And I'm considering selling one, which like for me, I'm about broken even as far as like my average price versus their floor price currently, which is, I think their floor is around 0.4 to 0.6, somewhere around that. I bought one at like 0.1, and I have one at like somewhere around 1 ETH. Cause I bought it during, like, I don't even know when, a few months ago, thinking we were at some point would go up, and we didn't. So I was thinking, but the problem is I'm not going to sell one of them because one of them's like my favorite, and I just don't want to sell it. Like no matter what I can do, if I can hold that Coolman, I will hold it. Cause it's like, I bought it at 0.1. It's such a flex for me. And I bought it like so long ago, and I love it. But like Coolman is one of those that I would believe in long-term. However, in the short to mid-term, it might be a horrible decision to hold it because it could drop all the way down to like 0.1 or something like that. Like I wouldn't be surprised if it did. Doge Pound dropped to 0.2 something when it's still well known. Lazy Lions is holding a good floor, but
what's it at the moment? Do you know? It's like the floor price of
what, Coolman?
Yeah,
Coolman's it's somewhere in the 0.4 to 0.6 category, in that range. So that's where I'm in my head. I'm like, would I rather have the 0.4 to 0.6 ETH right now, or would I rather hold that second one because I want to hold one at least? But that's where I'm like, the short to midterm, I still don't know what the price action is going to look like. I mean, it would take a lot for that project to pump. I mean, they did pump like a week or two ago to 0.7 or 0.8, and I really thought about selling there just to like get some liquidity out. But now it's like, I don't know. So it's tough. It's really hard to take out emotions in projects that you like, and you, especially if you like them and you believe in them. And it's like, shit, like the only two I won't sell are my Goon and my SupDuck, because I've physicalized them. They're physicals in my house, and plus I love them, so I don't want to sell them. And my Cool Man is in that category, one of them. And so I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I like. Are you gonna be wearing the swag in NYC?
I'm probably going to. The thing is, it's really hot in New York. We'll talk about New York City in a second. I know not Luke said, "Are you coming?" We are going to be there in New York City. And Katie just texted me, Brooklyn NFTs. She just texted me. We're going to do a bunch of skits. She's a huge TikToker. She's probably the #1 female TikTok creator as far as understanding this shit. She's so fucking good. She just got hired by Leisure, and so she's a beast. And so me and her have been friends for a while. And she said, "Do you know that you can apply for a media pass? Did you know that? We can get through with a media pass instead of a speaker pass." And I was like, oh shit, that's actually something that makes way more sense for me. So I'm going to actually see if I can apply there. I don't know what that means, but I was going to say, oh yeah, it's going to be really fucking hot. And the shorts that Goons and the Cool Man gave me, or I bought from them, are like ones you wear in your house when it's chilly. Like they're like thick wool type material. Like they're not something I want to wear outside. So I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be really fucking hot, dude. And I'm in my own little bubble in Seattle. It's cold outside almost. Like at nighttime it's cold, right? Like I'm running around because it's cold, and I don't know. Like the air is chilly, and then in the day it's like 60s, and so it feels fantastic. But I know in New York City it's like 110 degrees right now, so
I haven't even
dying.
I know it's fucking hot at the moment. This is like
really
my house is it's one of those. It's cold as fuck in the winter and then hot as fuck in the summer.
Do you not have AC or something? Is that not a thing in the UK?
The UK doesn't have AC. Even
what
though
do you mean, bro?
What's that?
We're not living in the prehistoric ages. We have access to electronics. Like, what do you mean you don't have AC?
So honestly, it's a cultural thing. It's fucking weird, man. Like,
bro, don't tell anybody. Just have it and hide it.
But it's funny. It's like
God.
It's funny because the last few summers, we have had crazy hot summers where it's been. I've been laying in my bed like naked in the middle of the day at work during work hours, just pissing sweat, and with a wet cold towel just over my body, just trying to keep cool. Fan going on in the corner, like fucking unbelievably hot. And it's none of us. It's a killer. So I did buy. I mean, I bought a fan last year, which was a big move because that's quite uncommon. And then
fan.
Yeah, so I have a fan, but it's I'm a bit worried because like today isn't even that super hot outside, but it's like
it's June. It's August is coming. August is gonna suck for you if June already sucks for you. Yeah, just don't tell anyone. Just don't tell me. Just get a fucking AC unit. Also, I just found out I saw Alex Hormozy's story and he was passed out in his bed. And I have the same fan as him. You know where he got that fan from?
No.
Amazon, $19.99. That's how much it costs. $20 fan. He has the same one. I'm like 99% sure that's the same one. I'm like, this motherfucker, $100 million business in revenue a year, and he's got a $20 Amazon fan. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's how you do it, right? You do it, bro. You do it by being frugal.
Dude, $100 million man has a fan next to his bed. That's what else do I have to say? Our daddy's got a fan next to his bed. You got to.
Daddy, you got a fan next to your bed? Daddy, cool at night.
What was that question you asked originally? What was the sound bit clip question that you had asked? Because then you answered it, but I forget what the exact question was.
So my question to you is going to be, what things, I mean, I just want to know what things because I feel like I've learned loads. What have you learned over the last 6 months?
Oh, man.
Okay, better way to put it. When when things kind of turn around and it comes into like bull cycle, whether it's regarding to NFTs or crypto, like what have you learned that in the last 6 months that you will do differently, or or you think you've learned that you will do differently?
I'm not gonna hold NFTs. I've picked 2, 3, 4. I'm probably not laying that number head over 10. If it's not one of those 10, I'm selling. I'm selling much faster than I usually do. The holding bid is great You know, if you held Bored Ape Yacht Club from mint to 150 ETH, fantastic. But the reality is 99% of people aren't going to hold all the way there. It's the same with ETH. You're not going to hold ETH from $12 to 4,000. You probably sold a lot of times along the way. But for the most part, you're not picking Bored Ape Yacht Club and you're not picking ETH. You're picking fucking Celsius. You're picking UST for most people. You're picking shit that's not going to go to the moon in the long run. And I think holding too long hurt me for certain projects that I just got sentimental value to. So I would say holding on to sentimental projects that have no reason to really be sentimental other than I just got attached to them, had nothing to do with a founder that I was friends with or a network opportunity. I just got attached to it. I'm not making that mistake again. Let me think what else. I'm gonna prioritize stacking cash over ETH in the long term because
100%, bro. That's well, especially so this is actually one of the biggest learnings I've had as well, thinking about it a lot today, is after that, talking about the tax liability stuff, is is actually just being in the mindset of what is the most important thing right now? What is everyone talking about? What was Becca talking about earlier?
Yep.
The fact that he's got a fucking ton of cash to deploy, not ETH. Cash to buy ETH. So it's like that. That's the ultimate thing is like right now during this time this is the ideal time to be deploying capital, dollar cost averaging your way through the market over the coming months. But you do not buy on the way up; you sell on the way up, and you turn that straight into cash. And you be conservative, because this is like that. This is the market. If you play it right, you can 3-4x your cash, which is fucking unheard of in asset classes, right? Like, it's tough to do that. You know, if we're talking about like a 400% gain over a year, like, why people have become millionaires with a couple of $100,000, because you can in crypto, but you have to be ruthless. One of the things that I've learned with NFTs is one of the strategies that I used was to flip my way up into higher quality projects. And really, next time, what I'm going to be thinking about is being very considerate of like 1 ETH gains. Like when you work your way up towards when you're in the multiple ETH range, those 1, 2, 3 ETH pumps, if you ride those add up fucking fast. Like, you can ride a few of those pumps. And the perfect examples are like Mutant Ape Yacht Club, Doodles, Cool Cats, the kind of mid-tier blue chips, which can go on runs of like 6 ETH in the space of a few days or a week. And it's getting yourself to a position where you can make those kind of larger bets, which is tough to do. You have to have that bag to be able to do it. But when you're there, you can accumulate stuff and just being ruthless, being like, yeah, okay, I'm going to buy into Doodles. But I know people who are just like, oh, I don't want to sell my Doodles because I want to be in Doodles. And it's like, why do you want to fucking be in Doodles? Is Doodles going to make you rich? I mean, no, because you're going to hold the bag and get fucking wrecked. So sell your Doodles and take profit. Like,
exactly. Yeah. I think another thing, I think prioritizing cash more than I ever did because of what I've seen when you don't have the cash on the side. It hurts. It hurts when you don't have as much cash as you know you should have, and you make the mistake again and again and again. I don't like to make the same mistake twice, and I made it twice. And so I'm not going to make it a third time. That is the goal, to not make the same mistake 3 times. I'm actually kind of excited for if we go into a bear market. I'm actually excited to ride the bear market because I'm going to be here. Like, there's no situation here where I leave the market or I leave the space. It's not really a thing. So I know I'll be here. I'm just interested to see what can really happen. I'm very excited to ride through a bear market. And people are saying like this is the last opportunity to get ETH. Like, who knows if that's true or not? Like, this is the last opportunity to get ETH really at this price. Like, if ETH really launched to 100K, the chance of it dropping to 1,000 again, probably nothing. But like, you never know. It could happen again and again and again. We don't know. But to really be invested in a true bear market and be putting in a little bit of money in, you don't need that much money in the market to make life-changing money. Like Alex Becker says, like, if you pick 50 coins and you invest in those 50 coins over the next 2 years, and you're putting in cents on the dollar type deal, he goes, those can literally bring you stacks of money when the market comes back. And then you'll truly be in that position of those people who are actually selling on the way up. And they're not buying more on the way up. They're selling, and they're selling small bits here and there, but they're not buying bags of ETH at 2,400, to ride it up to 30 to 3,000. They've already bought the bags at $900, $1,000, $1,200, $13, and they're literally just selling on the way up. And that is just not the reality for most people. I think they want it to be. Maybe they lie themselves that they are in that category and they're not. But I think that's the biggest thing. It's not underestimating having more cash on hand. I want to get to a point where I have $20,000 liquid, just as a always, just like you need 20K or $10,000 to $20,000 on the side. My big play, I think, in the next 10 years is going to be for cash flow. Is going to have to be real estate. I think the Airbnb direction is the answer. There's just no world where real estate doesn't work. Like people have to live somewhere. And what I've seen after COVID, and I pay attention to this, is how much fucking travel has skyrocketed after COVID. And I'm like, God damn, dude, if we ever have anything like that again, which we might, a lot of people are saying, COVID was like a predecessor or whatever to another thing that happens later on. If we go into anything like that again and people can't travel for a certain amount of time and the market comes back again, dude, and you have 2 Airbnb properties in a good spot, oh my God. I mean, you're making $10,000, $20,000 a month doing literally nothing, paying for literally nothing. You're paying for a cleaning crew, a manager, and basically it, dude, And so I think coming up with new streams of income, you need cash to deploy. So stacking cash is going to be big for me, and just being patient, sitting on that cash, waiting for the right opportunity. That's something that they don't talk enough about. Graham Stephan talks about it, but he doesn't talk about it enough because it's boring. And he's already boring. You know what I mean? So like, that's just something that it's that advice. You got to pay attention to the most boring advice.
It is this is the perfect time to make sure you guys smash the like button.
Yeah, smash the like button for us, guys.
Smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm and make sure that we can get to that Graham Stephan money, because we need to buy houses. We need to buy fucking 4 GTs.
It's the way to go.
We're going to be on this podcast one day. We need to actually be on this podcast.
That'd be great. Plus, it would also just be fun to document that, because I'm going to document everything I'm doing just in general. So if I'm in that world, then like that's going to be fun. Like people can learn as I'm going. And that just works for my brand. Like, I don't know. I've thought more over the past 3-4 months, I guess, as we've ridden so many crazy different directions and waves, that it really is like the Joy Age is like the exact way to describe what we're doing. If you're in this NFT world with us, like that is the Joy Age for me. It's like the exact symbology, or it's the exact symbology is not a word. Symbology of like what this is. Like the Joy Ager's journey is literally just like I imagine it as like the life of Pi, or like Mowgli from Jungle Book, or not Jungle Book, whatever that book is called. The Jungle Book. And he's just like some kid who doesn't know what's going on. You're just doing stuff and trying things, and this happens, you move over that way, then something else happens, you go this way. I'm like, that's really what the Joy Age's journey is, like, or the Joy Age's Joy Age. Like you're just running around and stuff starts to happen, and like no matter what it is, you just keep moving forward. And that's just fun for me. It's like it's interesting almost. It's like literally reading a book almost, and say, oh, like I can't wait to see what happens. And like it makes me excited to live and to see what it's going to be like next year. Just to know, like for no other reason, I just want to know what it's going to be like in a year. I just want to know what happens if I put in this work now in a year. Like when I look back, I'm like, holy fuck, dude, look what happened. Like when I look back at a year, I started making podcasts. I'm like, damn, I'm so glad I did that shit. Cause now I just interviewed the Dapper Labs co-founder the other day, and I'm like, got all these new connections and all these things that happened because all those things we did last year. And I don't know. I think introspection is cool. There are a lot of TikTokers making videos like that where they have like a motivational sound, and it's like my future self will thank me in a year kind of thing. And like you have like the super motivational, inspirational music going on, and I'm like, dude, for the people who want it to be, we're gonna be some badass motherfuckers in a few years.
Yeah, I mean, it's like undoubted. Like it's I know exactly what's gonna happen. I can literally see it, and especially for you, like it's very, very, I tell everyone this, like it's very, very clear to me where you'll be. Yeah, super, super obvious. And I'm excited. Like I just feel really excited to just be, a part of it. And because I ultimately we will grow together, and it will be, we'll have like these shared moments where, I mean, I'm just excited. Like we're going to have some fucking, over the next 10 years, I think we're going to have some fucking cool time together. I genuinely believe that.
Especially if we keep with the weekly show. I don't know if we'll be able to keep weekly forever, but if we did, like that'll be really funny looking at what it is in a year or 5 years, like whatever it could be. Especially the metaverse, dude. We could have we could have avatar versions of us in a room together doing the show, and on like a real set with fake people who like we paid 0.001 ETH for because they're automated and they take care of everything kind of thing. Like that's just I just can't even like imagine what it's gonna be like. It's gonna be fun.
I don't see a reason why we can't keep this up. Like I think we have like it doesn't matter what we talk about, we still have the same ambitions of like just like crushing the tits out of life. And I actually think it's good, you know, it's great that we don't have the same path, because then it would be we would just be about the same. Like it's actually cool. We'll be able to look back and we'll be like, oh, you went this direction, I went this direction, and we'll be able to like bring more value collectively, because we'll have different perspectives to give to people, to be like, oh, they did, you know, Kay did this, Tom did this. And I think it will be, I genuinely, I feel like we've got a long fun journey to have, and next week is going to be the start of that, man. Next week,
that's going to be wild.
I'm honestly, like, I genuinely keep thinking to myself, like, the next 10 days are going to, they're going to like forge the rest of my life. Like, I genuinely think the relationships, people we're going to meet, the experiences that we're going to have, the content that we're going to create, is going to be the foundation of like our lives. Genuinely believe,
dude. It's gonna be fucking epic. I gotta figure out how to do trains in New York, because I texted my friend Mark, who's got the podcast studio in Jersey, and I was like, "Hey, dude, are you picking me up, or like, how am I gonna get to Jersey? Because I'm not driving this time. I'm like, I'm gonna fly there. I don't have a car." And he was like, well, it's like a super long fucking drive. He's like, just take the train. And I was like, okay. And I talked to Katie, and she's like, by the way, the train is like the worst thing you will ever experience ever. So I'm actually kind of interested, because I've seen all the videos, vloggers using the train in New York. And I'm like, dude, it looks like a fucking shit show in there, but I'm excited to try it out.
Are we talking about the metro? Are we talking about the like?
I don't know, dude. The subway, I don't know. I just know it's busy as fuck and it's slow. I've heard.
Yeah, so I think it's. I actually don't know if the subway is to New Jersey, or if it's I've been on the what's the fucking train line? What's the main? What's your main train? What's the
rail?
Yeah, what's that called? What's the
I think it's just called the rail in Seattle. Oh,
Amtrak.
Yeah.
So like I've done Amtrak to like North New York State, and it was awesome. Like you know, great. It was from Penn Street Station or Penn Station, and it was it was sick. It was nice, but the subway is sketch. I've
heard.
I don't think the subway goes to New Jersey.
I don't know, dude. I don't know which one he said. He said there's public transit. I can get there somehow to Jersey, and you know, save him fucking forever. Then I'll just do that. I mean,
why is he not coming to New York? Why is he not coming to New York? You're going all the way from Seattle.
His studio is in Jersey. Like, that's where I want to go. Go to him.
Got you.
Plus, I fucking love that dude. I've done. He was like my first podcast host that I interviewed, and we had like a 2.5 hour podcast the first time, and we just like became super close, and then we just maintained friendships, and then I flew to him. Well, I flew to that area, I drove up to that area, and I ended up doing a podcast there, and I stayed with him for a couple of days, and so we just became good friends. And so I think he's got a great podcast show. He just right now he has too much of a broad spectrum of content that I'm trying to drill in his head to like just now that I've seen a little bit of YouTube growth, that I've kind of have a little bit of experience now. Like, I know he can do it. I'm just trying to figure out how we can. He's got so many different interests to dial in on one. It's like the same thing I tell like one. He's One Master Grain on TikTok. I'm like, look, dude, like, I know you like making content about these seven different things. He goes, and you still can, but you need to focus on making 90% of your content about this, and so you can get that base support group, and then you can start making videos about whatever. You can start to build it out that way. But he's got a great podcast. His studio looks like Joe Rogan's old studio. It's fucking lit. Like, it's a super cool studio.
You know, I've definitely seen this. I've seen this show. I've watched your show.
Yeah.
I've watched your show with him.
Oh, right.
Yeah, for sure. Like, it was like six studio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love it, dude. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see him in Jersey, but yeah, the New York is going to be fan-fucking-tastic. I get there at like 7 or 8 in the morning. I'm going to wait for Devin because it's like an $80 Uber to the fucking city, and I was like, no, we'll just split that. So I'll just wait there in the airport and edit something, and we'll get there. I think we'll arrive in the city around 9 or 10 a.m. And so I imagine we'll just, I don't fucking know, just like, I have no idea what I'm going to do when I get there. I guess we'll check into the place, and then probably just head to wherever you're at, you know, where you're painting your canvas naked on a rooftop.
I've decided I'm gonna not do that.
What?
Well, I'm just like I honestly I just think that the most important thing that I want to do is like make sure that we do a podcast, like a live podcast, like actually like that to me is more important. So I'm gonna do the painting like probably on the Friday. So like when everyone's gone, everything's calmed down. I was just like thinking about it today. I was looking at my schedule and how many things that I think it's just going to be too hectic to. I want to focus on hanging with you guys, meeting people, and then I'm going to do that after when everyone's left. And I'm not stressed about it. So
it'd be cool, though.
yeah,
It'd be cool.
I kind of just want to make sure that we get that we do that, because I think it's going to be a once. It might honestly be like a once in a lifetime opportunity where we get together and there may not be a time when we get to do it again. And I think about this stuff because I am a little bit older and I know how my like relationships with my friends, they fade, they disappear, they fade. And there are like, it is, you will go 10 years without seeing people and you'll be like, fuck, like what's happened in the last 10 years? And for us, especially like when we're all going to go into this period of like hyper growth, I think it would just be cool just to have a sit down and just really
agree.
It would be cool to look back and be like, fuck, this was the start. This was the start for all of you guys.
It's gonna be cool as fuck, dude. I'm hoping we can get Andres too. I know you and me and Zerk will be there. I know I talked to Andres yesterday and he was telling me about the schedule that the WGMI has got him on. I don't know how much he like is okay with me telling. Motherfucker's gonna be. He's got pretty much down to the minute the schedule already set for him. Like they're gonna be grinding out there. I don't know what that means. All I know is that he's gonna be grinding his ass off. Him and I think K Money's on the team now, so like they're gonna be just doing a lot of content and stuff. I know we're gonna meet up with him. I just don't know if we'll even get a few minutes. Like I have no idea what it's gonna be like for them. And he's employed by them, obviously, so like that's how he makes money. And so he's got his hands are a little bit tied behind his back as far as that goes, because I'm sure they're paying for his trip, probably paying for all his stuff. And so I get that. So it does stink, but I hope we can get a full hour, at least like, well, maybe not an hour, like maybe at least like 20, 30 minutes where then we can all just kind of chat about whatever. I think we're all gonna have to bring our own rig and just like, for me, I have a way to sync up two audios. I think, I don't even know if I have that splitter anymore, but I think we're probably gonna have to do is just do like and then we all just like have that on our audio. And we all just send the footage into one Google Doc or something, or Google Drive, and then just like have that into one podcast.
Yeah, what type of there's we'll have to speak about this like, because there's a few different options that we got, but like I think you're right. I think Andres, like, I sent him my schedule earlier and it's just like a very it's just a bunch of like which parties I'm planning to go to basically, and like no timings or anything, but I can imagine this is their time, this is WGMI's time to like make content for the next like 6 months. And so
and they're also going to be connecting with like investor people and like, hey, this is what we're doing, we have this much money, we're growing this much audience. I don't know, I mean, for this actually, you know what, we'll go into a little WGMI segment here. I've seen what they're doing. They rebranded a few times. They're trying to become a media outlet. I think if they're gonna go at a media outlet, they gotta pick someone to be their spokesperson, and I think they gotta roll with it and like make that their thing. Like if they choose Andres, for example, he needs to be the main guy, and he needs to be they need someone who's like a face. I think to have a bunch of people like Kosher, like Bento, like K Money, like Andres, like Brett, having all of them there, it depersonalizes their brand a little bit, and
kind of like it dilutes it a bit, right?
It dilutes it in a way that doesn't help them, in my opinion. I think if they pick Andres or Kim, whoever's going to be it, I think it makes a lot more sense. Like for me, they're making the same content as me. They're making the same content. Like we're all making if we do a news style, everyone's starting to move into that category. I've always done that category. I feel like I almost grandfathered it a little bit. From September, I started to do the NFT market updates because I wasn't seeing them in the strategy videos. Now everyone's shifted into that because that's all they can really offer now. But I don't know. Like I would watch a news outlet if it was Andres, but I'm not sure if I would watch it if it was just an entity that is WGMI Studios with a bunch of random people. There's not as much personality injected like Andres brings. K Money brings the personality in, and so I don't know. I'm not sure where they're gonna go, but I think if they do the same setup that they got right now, I don't know if that would help them too much. So I'm not sure what they're planning. I don't know what they're trying to do. I don't know if they're gonna stay a media outlet. I don't know what they're trying to do exactly, but if they're gonna go with the media, they've got to add more personality into it, because right now it's too corporate feeling. It's too, I don't know. It's not as interesting to watch for me. I would rather watch myself give that same talk or Andres give that same full talk, you know?
Yeah, I think they're moving in the right direction. So I know they're going to start doing daily shows with Andres, and I think like
that would be great.
That is exactly like that is it's something that I've considered. Like I think having that daily cadence of getting up there and just like having your finger on the pulse and talking quite openly about stuff is really good. I always look, in my opinion, I look at the Nifty Alpha as being the best examples of that. They have a Twitter audience every single day of their morning show of like 1,000 to 2,000 people on Twitter, which is insane. And it's because it's an entertainment show. Like I was listening to it today and I'm laughing. It's like it's fucking about. They're laughing about the how shit the market is. They're ribbing each other for the fucking plays they're making. It's the entertainment factor. And
it's
at
like
the same time,
it's like BitBoy's YouTube show. People hate him or love him, but he's got like a whole show that they do. And like that can be fun. If you fuck with BitBoy, that kind of show works really, really well.
Let's segue then onto BitBoy. Because
I saw something. Was that in our group chat? Was that in our group chat? Someone put that in?
Yeah, I think it was Andres. Yeah, I think it was Andres. Yeah. So so I saw that he put a post out a few hours ago.
Let me find it. Tell the story.
So last night, I think it was yesterday on his live show, he said he got someone sent in a question to his live show asking if Mutant Ape Yacht Club is still a blue chip, and he was like, this guy who has nearly 1 million subscribers on YouTube, he has nearly 1 million followers on Twitter, says, no, I don't think Mutant Ape Yacht Club can be considered blue chip now because I don't think Solana NFTs can be considered blue chips.
Dude, this was painful to watch. If this is really, I mean, it's a fact. It's what happened. I mean, we have it right here. Here, we'll play it for you guys. All right. This is BitBoy. Over 1 million subscribers on YouTube, largely revered as one of the top crypto channels of his time. We're going to play his clip here. Fuck. Shit, there's no sound. I hate myself. Here we go. Hold on.
I probably no longer believe that mutant apes are blue chips because I have a hard time believing anything on Solana is a blue chip anything at this point. So I probably no longer believe that mutant apes are blue chips because I have a hard time believing anything on Solana is a blue chip anything at this point.
What? Bro. What? What are you talking about?
Let me just send this to you and bring it up on your screen.
Yeah.
I'll message it to you.
Unreal, dude. And this is funny too. I saw this when I was running yesterday. For people who don't know, Celsius thing that happened, like Celsius was running everybody, like stopping all withdrawals, pulling a Robin Hood, and I'm running, and I got a package from Celsius Energy, which was just funny, like funny timing. And then on my run, I run past this fucking place called Celsius Cryotherapy. I was like, dude, are you serious right now? All right, yeah, I got.
I think you need to name your first child Celsius.
Okay. Yesterday I had a mutant ape. All right, so this is from BitBoy. He put a tweet out. Oh god, I guess that video went viral. So okay, let's see if I can read this on the screen too. Hold on. I want this focus. Focus. There we go. Yesterday I said Mutant Ape Yacht Club was no longer a blue chip NFT. For whatever reason, I always thought Mutant Ape Yacht Club was on Solana. Not sure in my head. Not sure where I picked that up. I said that purely based on thinking it was on Solana. I was wrong. Basically saying this is a low IQ moment for me, bro. If you're a channel that big, like you've got to at least have like a basis of knowledge of like something basic like that. Like that, I don't know, dude. Yeah. That's a rough one right there. It's not even like it's not like Mutant Apes is a small category of conversation. That is a huge fucking project to hit something that like it's just.
Read the second part to that. The second part of that tweet. Well, okay, it's the kicker.
Oh, okay. All right, pull it back up. All right. Yesterday was a low IQ moment for me. It happens. I'm a Mutant Ape Yacht Club holder. What? Okay. All right. Whatever. We'll give that to him. I can't read this. Okay. Knowing it's on ETH now, the whole statement I made was invalid. Most definitely still blue chip to me. There are only three definite blue chips NFTs. Bored Ape Yacht Club, Mutant Ape Yacht Club, CryptoPunks, many on the tier down. On the next tier down? And did you make another post?
Honestly, I just don't know. The whole thing is.
How do you hold a Mutant Ape Yacht Club thinking it's on Solana? Wow. I mean, I agree with him saying the blue chips, like those pretty much are probably it right there. Bored Ape Yacht Club system and Punks, or just in general, the Yuga Labs ecosystem is pretty much the only blue chip. And even that, dude, I don't know. Blue chip in the short to midterm. I don't know about long term. Who was that I asked? Oh, it was Mac Pavel, the co-founder of CryptoKitties and Dapper Labs. I asked him, I was like, is Bored Ape Yacht Club Google, Amazon, or is it Yahoo? And he literally sat there for a second and said, fuck it, it's Yahoo. And I was like, wow, fucking hell, dude. That's funny. I mean, dude, would not be surprised because of the way that they're taking the direction of their brand a little bit. It's just turned into something less of a brand and more of like a, look at me, look what I got, look how much money I get. And then as soon as something goes wrong, they all turn into civil war against each other. And I'm like, dude, that's just not a brand that I'm looking to be in. It's just, I mean, it's like, of course I would be in it if I could, but it's like, it wouldn't be something I'm personally proud to be in other than the fact that it looks like a flex for me, you know?
Yeah. I noticed like one of a fellow YouTube creator today who was like, did like a kind of, not like a shilly post, but it was a Yuga Labs are doing such great things and, you know, in Web3 kind of YouTube video. And it was just like, and it's because, you know, they held a Mutant Ape Yacht Club and that's like their biggest bag is like, it's just a bag. It was like a bag. It felt like such a bag pumping, like, you know, just shit. And this is why this is the type of shit that I never want to create, which is like clearly just a bag pump. And I look at them and, you know, so I read this yesterday, $760 million was what went out of the ecosystem in May.
Wild.
Into their fucking wallet. $760 million.
They have brought.
What the fuck are they doing with that much money?
What my perspective on it is, it's similar to the Jake Paul boxing situation. Jake Paul brought a lot of new eyes to boxing, which is great. But Jake Paul inherently hasn't really done too much for the boxing other than bring the attention. It's the same with Bored Ape Yacht Club. They brought a lot of attention, but they haven't done anything revolutionary yet. I mean, if they build out the metaverse and the metaverse ends up employing people, getting new opportunities for people, that's totally different. That might happen in the future. Right now, they haven't done anything like that. All they've done is bring attention to the space in general. So yes, inherently, in that sense, yeah, they've done some good. But as far as them building anything, solid or physical, nothing. You know, and so the only projects that have done anything is nothing. The only ones that have done anything, in my idea, is the ones that have leveraged their brand. But I wouldn't say that they've, given back to the space. Like Cool Man Universe, I believe, is a strong brand, and they've done well for their brand, and they brought a little bit more legitimacy as to how a brand could integrate themselves into Web3. But I don't think Cool Man has done anything for the NFT space at all. You know, they've just done it for themselves. So that's kind of the way I think as far as all NFT projects. There's not a single one right now that's done anything. You know, they're just capitalizing on what's already there. You know, like whitelist giveaway alpha passes are great for that, you know, but as far as like anything inherent outside of the space, I haven't really done anything yet. And I think it's just because we're in the beginning stages. So they're all just kind of like feeling their way out. But it's going to be interesting. I mean, we're about to see, we're not going to see anything. We're just going to have to accept the fact that we've all thrown money into a bunch of things that were just promises. And now looking back, we're like, wow, we should have either not done that or just gotten liquid as fast as possible. And that's why I'm like, it's time to just stop being dumb and just hold more and more cash and devote that into real things that bring cash flow, dude. Cash flow is the answer. Cash flow is, the more deeper I get into money, the more I realize the bullshit Grant Cardone puts out there is mostly bullshit, but the message is the same. It's cash flow, dude. Cash flow is what you need.
Yeah, I've known this. So I've to be fair, I've known this for a few years now. Like I kind of learned a few years ago about how cash flow is king. Like it is all about cash flow. And like in the previous businesses I've owned, like everyone has mentored me, it's like all about cash flow. It's not that's not easy though. Cash flow is hard. Getting money is not fucking easy. And this is why we always talk. We've had like tea times here where we've talked about just the hard realities of what business is. And business is, we talk about it a lot. It's knowledge and skills. And we, at the top of the episode, you asked me about like, I was saying how content is always going to be my like focus, is because I understand the inherent value that comes along with putting yourself out there and content and getting, and what it comes down to when I say that, it's attention, people's attention. That is the fucking most valuable thing that you can get from anyone is their attention, because they are paying with their time, and time is priceless. So it's like, for me, it's how can I use that as a tool to try and work my way to something that has high cash flow. There are a few different avenues to how you can do this. I think what the route that like Alex Hormozy has gone down is a atypical route, which is I go and create a business, a fucking good business, and get very good at the nuts and bolts of business, and I just crush it. I get loads of cash flow because I'm good at doing business. What a lot of people do, which is they make a business and then they learn how to educate others about that business, and they earn more cash flow that way than their actual business, which is quite common. It's a route that you can take, but at the end of the day, it's you're trying to pull people up, you're trying to upskill people, so people are going to pay for that. You pay by time, or you pay with cash to get ahead. So yeah, I'm totally with you, man. It is all about cash flow. It's about understanding that, but what it always comes down to, I always try and keep things simple. It's about being fucking good. It's about being fucking better than anyone else.
You gotta be able to deliver shit, dude. You gotta be able to deliver whatever it is you're selling. You gotta actually be able to pull it off and to have done it in some way. Like you gotta be able to have done it. Like there's too many frauds right now. There's too many frauds. That's why I waited so long to open up a content creation business. I was like, I need to make sure I actually know what I'm talking about. I'm not getting lucky. I'm not only seeing gains in a bull market. Like I'm seeing the exact same growth on TikTok. I mean, a little bit less on NFT stuff, but I'm making so much content that I understand. Like this is how you grow. This is it. There's no way around it. You can't tell me it's not, because it works. Like I'm using it right now. And just to bring some more value to people watching, and also value to me if anyone's like a project founder and watching, interested in this exact idea. But we can go through a little bit of like the business structure that we built out for what's the word? Just like the new business I'm building out. And it's taking forever just because it's a little bit nerve-wracking to actually launch anything new. It's just like a whole thing. But let me see if you can. I think you can see my screen, right? Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a live look into the day in the life video. So this is coming out either tonight or tomorrow. But this is a portion of the video where I explain the business side. This is kind of bring a little bit of value to business people. But the way we set it, we talked about a little bit this on the last podcast we did. But the way you set up for cash flow is like, I want to drive people to this 3-month membership. And for people who don't know, this is a content creation business I'm making for Web3 businesses specifically, because I noticed after, you guys already know I'm the really honest review dude. That's what I do. And so after reviewing so many projects, I've noticed that almost none of them know how to make content, except for Cool Man Universe, SupDucks, and a couple other ones. They all suck at making videos and content and building a story and a brand around a social identity and a social brand. And that's what I do. That's literally, that's me. And so I figured, oh, this is like what I've done. I've actually pulled it off and I know what to do. And I'm using it in real time. Like on the day-to-day, you guys are seeing me use it on TikTok. So these are not conceptual ideas. These are put in plan structures and frameworks that I use. And so an offering is basically not I guess the buzzword could be a mentorship, but it's more like an alpha group of content creation, like how to make content around a brand and actually make it work and build a community on TikTok and on your other accounts. And so what I have is we made it a 1-month membership where all you get is, let me scroll back here so you can see the structure here. Hold on. There we go. Nope. This one. There we go. So
bro, I'm looking at your editing there, and I'm like, fucking hell, that is.
It's a good episode. It was a good video.
I know how long that takes, man. Like,
it takes just fucking forever. I was up till 3 a.m. last night.
That was stressful. Just looking.
Very stressful, dude. But there's a funny scene in there, Tom, about, I don't know how long. It's like probably the last third of the video. I think you'll fucking love it. It's a really funny bit. Sick. Right at you. So deliverables, what you get every month. So in this, like, this is what you will get. This is all tentative. That I haven't, there's probably more stuff or less stuff, whatever. Essentially, you get access to how you actually build your strategy to actually make this NFT project grow a community, which is the problem. Most projects just don't have a community, don't have a real community who care. They just don't care. They really just don't care. And it's because they haven't done these things, right? And so we're looking at how to funnel people to actually care about your project, make content that gets people invested. And so you're going to get into the Discord where I show you, here's the sounds you can use to capitalize on viewership, to get people to see the video at first. That's all you need to. You need to get people in the door first. Then you hit them with a good video, something that's funny, something that's something about your brand or whatever it is, but you got to get it in front of people. And so there's strategies around that work. And so they're going to get access to the exact sounds in real time as they come. I'm going to put it into the Discord. Hey, use this sound, use it like this. Here's an example. Here's my example of me using it. Go. So I'm going to cut out all the work for them. They don't have to go find the sounds. They don't have to go figure out how to use it, where to use it, when to use it, how. I do all that for them. All they have to do is literally film the video with all this. Like, it's like I've given them the rough draft outline. All you have to do is put your face or your animation there. And that it just cuts out 90% of the work. It's really easy to make content if someone tells you exactly what to do. Like, it truly is. And so I'm going to do that for them, me and Bryce. And then, so you get a 1 month membership. You also get this free private call with me for 45, me and Bryce for 45 minutes in this 1 month. But they don't have many, there's not many benefits here. And that's on purpose. There's not that many benefits here. That's on purpose. There's so much value here. One, they get X amount of money value for free. They get the live podcast on my channel and the review. That's my first business. My review and consult package and podcast thing, that's like a full business right there. They get all that for free. So depending on how much this costs, you're going to get like 2/3 of your money back just because of these perks here, in addition to all the content side. And then you get free TikTok ads, which is great for you. You get to see how it works, and plus you get some free viewers basically. You get the free TikTok live with us, and then you get 2 calls, which is on its own. That would be a certain amount of money that you would have to pay just to get this part. And so you get all these things wrapped up in this, because my goal is I want them to be sucked into my 3-month membership. So where they're, okay, I'm in here for 3 months now. And at the end of that 3 months, I want them to say, holy shit, where's your 6-month package? I want that one. Where's your 1-year package? That's the goal here. The only way to do that is for them to be in here with me for 3 months so I can build that trust with them and say, hey, look, you really got everything out of this and then some, and then like X 10 times more value than you paid for. That's the goal with this 3 months for this first year or so. And so that's kind of the goal there. And that's a live look into like how you build a business structure out. That's the reason when you sign up to a gym membership, you don't get that many perks, but if you pay the X amount more, you get these perks. And then they want to do this because if you're willing to pay more, they want to bring you as much value as possible and to look at it as an investment in yourself. And if you're someone investing in yourself and you're willing to pay this much more for the 3-month membership because you get more out of it, that's someone I'm looking at as someone who's worth putting in more effort to because they care. They care to spend this much because they know the value of investing in yourself, allocating money into investing back into your brand, to your business. And I really think I can deliver a shit ton of value for them. They get the weekly call, so we can do like a mastermind session or whatever, like talk about what's working, what's not working, how to use this if you have questions. And so that's kind of where I'm leveraging my own skills there. Like I've made content, that's my thing. And so that's the second business I'm working on right now. I would love for that to be something that I can use full time and add to the arsenal, so I don't have to either work for someone else in Web3 or in a fucking Web2 place or whatever. That would be the goal, to not have to get another job or to work for somebody else.
Absolutely. There's fucking no reason why, like, you should be change your mindset to how do I scale this? Not how do I keep doing this? How do I fucking grow this to be huge? Like it's really easy to get in, and this is something that I tried, this is why Elon Musk is Elon Musk, because the guy has shot for the stars because he wants to be within this, he wants to live on the fucking Mars. And that means that he doesn't give a fuck, and he's just going to go for the wildest dreams. Yep. Like, be like, reconfigure your mind to be like, okay, well, how do I just pay the bills, to how do I become the best content Web3 strategist on Earth? How do I and this is what I'm thinking at the moment. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to do something, but fuck playing small, because it's this, it feels like the safe option, but the fucking truth is that you will have to do the exact same amount of work to be the biggest company in the world, to being just your local shop. Think about how hard your local baker or coffee shop owner, or how they're fucking working the most hours ever.
Yeah. And
it is, so you may as well shoot for a crazy idea and just be like, well, how am I going to push myself? And I always come back to, well, let's just be fucking the best. Let's just be the best.
100%.
So my kind of challenge to you is, there's no one doing Web3 content right now. So you have an opportunity to have first mover advantage, become the best, and be there first, and set yourself up for the tidal wave of everyone coming in the next few years.
Yeah.
And that's where, that's the opportunity, because that's when that's where the big bucks come in.
True. It's tough for me because there's a lot of the issue with the Web3 companies. While there's so much opportunity there, a lot of them either are, like how you said earlier, they're fucking broke now, or they don't have as much money, or the main thing is they're not business people. For me, it makes total sense to invest X amount of money per month so that I can leverage my brand. That's like the easiest decision ever. If there was someone saying, hey, we will literally, you will get this kind of return back if you give us this much money and let us help you, easy dub for me. I'm like, oh, of course, like yes, let's do it.
Dude,
if you're not business thinking, you're not gonna think that way. And a lot of NFT and Web3 companies don't have the business people on there to be like, this is a good investment. They're gonna be like, wait, we have to pay for that? We can just do that for free. It's like, yeah, if you spend 9 hours a day on social media figuring out yourself, but you'd rather just pay this much money and have them do it for us. I'm like, that makes sense in my head, but not for a lot of people.
It does make, trust me, man. There are businesses out there. I was on a call today with a guy who is doing I'm advising on a project, and it was a kind of a collective call where it was a guy who he is advising on the Instagram and TikTok strategy. That's his job, is to do that. That's where that is every project that I speak to. They are desperate for that, because they don't have that. And if they do, they don't have really anyone. They don't have the right people that really know what they're talking about. And you seeing what has happened over the past 9 months, being in the thick of it, growing your own brand, knowing what works on every single channel, knowing how much coverage you have to have across every single channel, how to leverage it. That is gold. People will, fuck me, man. You'd be surprised how much money people would be willing to pay for you. And I think like there's the opportunity out there is vast. And it comes down to finding these people, but
sales, getting in front of the right people to see it.
It's sales, but it's you'll be surprised at how many brands there are going to be over the next this is my play as well. Like it's services for brands looking to get into Web3, but it won't be content. It'll be like community or tech led. It'll be like how do you leverage that? That's my angle that I'm going down, is like, okay, well, the way brands connect and operate with the way brands connect with their consumers is going to change in the next few years. How can I help those brands kind of leverage new technology to kind of do that? But for you, it's content is always going to be like the most critical piece of the puzzle, because that's what gets reach. And I think you'll be surprised, like, aim high, and you honestly, a few years time, bro, like, well, Mosey said it in his most recent video, one of his most recent videos, like, what are the top 5 areas which he'd be looking at to get into? First one was crypto. First fucking one is anything crypto related. So you have a huge advantage, and the second one was media. The second one was like content. So you have crypto and media. And I'm sitting there being like, fucking A, we are in the right spot. We are right where we need to be. Let's make this happen. Shoot fucking stars.
Yeah. No, you're right. With the media part, especially, that is absolutely right. I mean, it's hard to grow a follow. I mean, you've done pretty well too across all socials. It's hard to have that same following. A lot of TikTokers have 200K, but then they have 200 followers on Twitter, 200 on YouTube. It's hard to have the same amount. I mean, I have about the same amount on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter. And I don't do the whitelist giveaways. Like, it's all through just organic, I think, word of mouth. Like, I assume that's where they find me from.
Yeah, it's a really, so actually this to be quite honest, like, if you talk to any social media strategist, or people, they will say, and this to be honest, it's like, I think it is, you kind of do have to, there is a merit to this. You focus on a channel first. You focus on crushing a channel first, whether it's YouTube. To me, I see YouTube and TikTok as I see TikTok as the number one opportunity at the moment. I see YouTube as being something that's just going to be there for like forever. I just see that it's like the modern TV. It's just going to be there. That's not going to change too much. But TikTok right now, the organic growth that you can get on that is the opportunity.
Exactly.
And that's what I'm going to be focusing on. And then I look at I look at LinkedIn as being the thing that will kind of bridge the social media world to the professional world. For us is really important when connecting with brands. So those are the three areas: YouTube, TikTok, and I think Twitter is actually. I think I don't know. Like it's. I actually think that Twitter's big within like the NFT space, but like when we're trying to onboard people, no one uses Twitter. No one fucking uses Twitter. So yeah, that to me is the way to look at things is how can you really smash, and that's going to be a focus once I've kind of launched my project in the next 6 months. It's going to be like, okay, well, how do I really try and smash? Like TikTok is going to be the number one focus, and then
I don't know if you saw my announcement. So all access key holders have free access to everything in the expansion fellowship. So you're going to get all the alpha for how to build a business on TikTok. So you'll get every single. I mean, I already send them to you on. I stopped, but I used to send you all the.
Yeah, to be fair, Kate is always feeding me the alpha. But again, it just comes back to that thing. Is like there's a reason why people say you need to smash one channel, because it is when you have there is a lot of merit to the jack of all trades, master of none thing. Like if you want to be good at one thing, the best way to be good at that one thing is just focus on that one thing.
Yeah.
I know for sure that if I completely cut YouTube out right now, I would put all my effort into TikTok and I'd fucking crush. I'd crush. But it's a balancing act. And so it's tough when you're on your own, when you're a solopreneur and you're just you're doing everything. You're doing fucking everything. It's a very hard equation to balance out. Super hard.
100%, dude. 100%. That's. I mean, if the expansion fellowship ends up becoming like the main thing for me, especially as far as income, I'm gonna as quickly as possible deploy that into editing for YouTube, because or maybe actually editing for TikTok. I don't know. Editing for something.
I would do TikTok. I think TikTok is from at least for the next. It's when it comes to organic reach right now, it's like we know that the time's running out. So you may as well crush it as hard as
I would just be like, give me, because I can still upload my same content. My content still right now is bringing a lot of views. I can bring 3 to 20,000 views probably a day on new content. Every single day on new content, I can pull 3 to 20,000 views. That's great. I don't know how many followers there's, anywhere from 10 followers a day to 500 in a day, right, on TikTok. And so I know I can still make that content, no problem. I can still do that easy. But I think having one video a day that's tailored, edited, like Alex Hormozzi's video, every single day, one of those, I think that's something that's probably not that expensive that I could do. As soon as I have like actual consistent income coming in, I'm like, okay, this is exactly how much I can afford. I can pay some kid who understands something about Web3 and NFTs and can edit stuff and put words on the screen, a couple photos. I think those would kill. And one a day is, I think, plenty for me.
Yeah, I agree. Like I think I completely agree. That's what I'm going to be aiming for as well. It's like one really high quality, I'm totally with you. That's my plan as well. It's like, how do I get to that point? And then the same with YouTube. I think I will be moving to. I look to be honest, I look at my favorite content creators, and I look at them and my favorite ones who have 500,000 subscribers, a couple of 100,000 subscribers. They just post a couple of they post two videos, maybe even one video a week, just 4 videos a month. But they are like highly considered, highly edited.
But is that after they blew up, or they did that on the come up?
No, that was on the come up. It was like if I look at some of the people, it's kind of, once you get kind of there's an inflection point where it's like all of a sudden you have to move from, okay, well, it's like it's volume to then, now the algorithm's in my favor and I can really ride the algorithm by doing what Zerk is doing, which is like optimizing thumbnails, optimizing titles, optimizing keywords, optimizing. Well, he's literally literally just starting.
Oh, okay. I was going to check and see if his numbers have gone up.
Yeah, I think he's literally just, it's like the first video he's working on. But what it is, it's like and I know this is what the biggest YouTubers do. It's they have multiple edits of a video. You know, they're going back and they're like, what is the B-roll for this clip? What is the right sound effect for this clip? But you do need to work with someone to do. You can't do that on your own.
And until then, dude, gotta do it yourself. I'm making the TikToks, the professional looking TikToks. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna do my best to get 3 to 7 of those out a week that I have to edit. And so what I'm gonna do is try and clip up YouTube videos and spend, even though it's gonna take an extra probably 2 hours, just spend 2 hours a week and just get 5 to 10 videos that are professionally edited for TikTok. And those help. I mean, they don't give me crazy returns. I just think it is worth it to have some professional looking content, at least every now and then.
I agree. I agree. I tried it a couple of months ago now. And
yours do well, dude. Some of your professional ones do really, really well.
Yeah. It's the like, yeah. And to be honest, it's like, it actually was like an hour per one it would take me, but I'm with you. It's the kind of like, it's all the little bits. It really is like when I edited this video on YouTube the other day, which included like maybe for a 5-6 minute video, I think I had about 40 different B-roll clips on top, and it was just the time it takes to find the B-roll, download the B-roll, add it.
It takes fucking forever, dude.
Fucking forever. And then
try this, dude. I have one. This one did well. Got 5,000 views on TikTok, which is hard to do in an NFT market that's not killing it. This was literally a week ago. So it's called the unfortunate side effect of being an NFT YouTuber. And this is an exact one I made. This is what I'm talking about when I say professional editing. All I'm doing is adding a couple photos, screenshots, and stuff. And so this is what it is. Let me turn my sound up.
Channel, whether or not I like it, is tied to the market. And even though I don't make shitty content, when the market's down, so is my channel views. Because my YouTube channel, whether or not
I looped it by accident, but like that like 10 seconds. Didn't take that long, and I can make a lot of those in a week. In an hour or two, I can put together 10 of those if I have enough video footage. But it doesn't have to be that complicated. I haven't gotten around to do I mean, I would love to do captions, but like, fuck that, dude. No. No.
Well, I think like, so one thing, I don't know if you've noticed this, but I've noticed, did you ever notice that captions on TikTok up until a couple of weeks ago were shocking? Like the way it could, if you go to if you click on the like transcribe,
it automatically does it for you.
Yeah, it was like, because obviously TikTok is a Chinese company, right?
Yeah.
And it was horrific. But then you go to Instagram, you'd upload the same video, and Instagrams would be perfect. It would
Instagram can do it.
Yeah.
What?
Are you kidding me? Most of people's TikToks have Instagram captions on. That's what it comes up. It's like the way it looks.
Wait, hold on. So if I make a reel, I can have it automatically give me.
Yeah, you go to
where?
It's in the little
I see audio speed, layout, timer, and align.
No, hang on one sec.
On reels, I don't see any other options to. There's no option for Oh shit! Captions. Oh wait, what does it look like?
You'll notice it because it's on.
My fucking god, dude! I thought people were paying for that.
What? No, you thought people.
Hold on. If you save this, does it save the captions on the video, or is it only on Reels that it saves the video with the captions on? Do you know? Because I can just resave it like that and then post that one to TikTok and delete the original.
Yeah.
TikTok
So the way I do it is I post it and then I use the repost app. I would just get the link and then and then it rips it and rips the audio, rips the captions. Yeah.
And it kept the caption on the video.
Yeah.
TikTok doesn't do that. TikTok will delete the captions. Only keep
that's the difference. Yeah. TikTok captions are shit, but they've gotten better. But yeah.
Oh my fucking god, bro.
I know.
I cannot
and they're way better.
They're way, you just told me that.
They're way better, but they're I've noticed how TikTok's whatever algorithm is almost like they maybe have bought something because it's like it was shit and now it's good.
Oh, is it better now?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I cannot believe that that's a thing, and I'm about to go, dude. My TikTok and Instagram is about to go hard now. Like much better than it was.
The Instagram captions also like you don't have to edit them basically. Like
well, and it looks
really
good. I literally thought I was thinking, I was like, damn, that must take forever to edit. How are people doing this?
Yes.
Fuck me, bro. Oh my god.
This is the problem. This is the problem with social media, man. There's like so many levels that you can never know all the tips and tricks and stuff.
Fuck. That is such huge alpha right there. I can't believe I didn't know that. Okay, well, thanks, Tom. That makes up for everything that I've ever given you right there. Jesus Christ. That is wild, bro. That takes my TikToks from a 4 quality to an 8 right there. Like no cap.
Yeah,
that doubles really, the quality right there.
They're really, really, really good captions. Yeah, but bro, there you go. Now you know. Now you know. Now you crush it. It's fine.
No, I'm hyped right now. I just can't fucking believe it. I can't tell you how happy I am right now, because for me to edit those videos with the little photos now, I can like how I showed you in that video a second ago with the 5,000 views. That wasn't that bad. I mean, that was annoying, but I can do that once or twice a week. Bro, now that I know that I can have immediate captions like that, I'm hyped as fuck. Like, that changes the whole game right there. The entire game right there has changed now.
Yeah,
I'm about to go to the moon because of that tip right there. So thank you, Tom. Everyone drop a like for that, because that's fucking. You're literally about to see me double my TikTok following in half the time now because of that. I think, no joke, because my TikToks are doing well, especially with those photos. But now with that caption, oh my god, wow.
Yeah, the captions are.
I'm about to have a TikTok day today. I'm about to go and edit, because that's on my to-do list today. I got to film a video. I got to edit one video, and I have to film some TikToks and clip up some YouTube video stuff for TikTok. Oh my god, I have so much more motivation now. That changes everything. Fuck. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. As if we need a more motivated Cade Bergen in the house. As if the world needs that monster.
Dude, there's no. I'm telling you, the summit is absolutely fucking infinite, because every time I hit a wall, as soon as a new opportunity comes, I will dwarf the before from that. Like, I can't be stopped, bro. We cannot be stopped.
We cannot be stopped, man.
Can't be stopped.
It is an infinite climb. We're fucking here together. In a week's time, we are going to be chilling together, and we are going to have the most epic week. It's going to be incredible.
Wild. Yeah, thank you for that, and 100%. The code word you made to the end of this video, to this stream, is going to be alpha, because Tom literally just dropped that'll probably be the most important alpha I would have gotten this entire year right there, by accident, by saying something he probably thought I already knew. That's fucking crazy. So code word alpha. If this is not your first episode of Tea Time, you guys already know it's OG spamming the chat. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you subscribe to Tom's channel. Get him to 10,000 subscribers. He's literally at
Come on, get me.
He's at like 9.7 or something. Like, get that motherfucker to 10,000 subscribers. Subscribe to the channel if you like NFT and crypto content. We're coming out every single day. Fuck. I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, yeah, I'd say that's probably pretty much it right there, right?
Cade, next Tea Time is going to be in person
in New York, baby. It's going to be in fucking New York. It's going to be in New York. You're going to see that I've been lying about my height. I'm actually 5'1". It's going to be lit.
I thought you said you were 6'3".
7'3". 7'3" on a good day.
So like Zerk is like legit 6'4". He must be 6'4".
Really? Holy shit, that's funny.
He is tall as fuck. If not 6'5".
We're gonna look like his children. We're gonna look like his children.
He is so big. He's big as well. So we need to go to the gym. You have to get a gym visit.
Let's do it.
And yeah,
100%. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I hope you're excited. Tea Time is going to be lit. I don't know if we're going to do it live. If we do it live, we're probably going to do it on one camera, dude. And we might have to do it on
it may not be live. It may be recorded, and then we'll see. But we're going to be doing it. We'll do it sitting next to each other, which will essentially mean live.
It's going to be lit as fuck. I'm going to try and remember to bring my Polaroid camera. We're going to document as much as we can without ruining the whole experience for ourselves. But it's going to be lit. And Tom, do you want to close us out before I hit this joyous graphic?
I'm going to answer one question in the comments because this is a technical question. Hey, Tom, can you explain NFT losses when it comes to taxes? Can I get a tax refund? You can't get a tax refund, but you can. It is considered a tax loss or a negative gain.
You can reduce your tax burden.
Yes, essentially, yeah. But so technically, maybe you could get a tax refund if you're just fucking you've lost, you just haven't won,
You've
you
lost everything.
Yeah,
Maybe you'll get a
lost
return.
everything. Yeah, potentially you could get a tax refund.
Oh, God.
But yeah. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna leave it at that. We'll see you next week.
Right on, guys. The sum is fucking infinite. Continue on your joys. Continue to learn. Gratefully alive. Watch this video. Bye.